right, here is the gear video then. So we'll start with what I'm wearing. Sun hat. It's dorky, stops me from getting burned. That'll be really important. Sun gloves, super helpful. Keep my hands from getting burned, stop the tops of my very pale hands from getting burned. My hiking shirt that I'm gonna be wearing every day, the Jolly Gear town shirt. It's button up, has a hood, it's fun, I like the colors, it dries quick, it's got some chest pockets. Wear this pretty much every day. Got very bright, colorful gaiters for the shoes to keep all the sand and dust away. Helps cut down on the blisters. Pair of darn tough crew length hiker socks. These are great. I've got a spare pair in there as well. Then a pair of Path Projects running shorts. Like these, don't have a liner, so they're super versatile. Nice length, dry really well. Running them a bunch last year. Used them on my aborted attempt at the John Muir Trail, and then liner shorts for those. Then, of course, we got trekking poles, black diamond, folding ones. Got some Luco tape, got some duct tape for repairs. These will also be to set up my tarp and my tent when I swap out for it. Then I'm gonna be hiking every day with a fanny pack. Super stylish, I know. So light AF fanny pack. Have some wired headphones. A ton of SPF 70 sunscreen so that I don't burn, because I don't like getting burned. Then inside, got toilet paper, bidet, so I don't have to pack out toilet paper. Cork bowl to roll feet at the end of the day, cut down on any kind of overuse injuries. Got some hand soap. Got some foot salve. Got some Blistex. Spare bottle cap. First aid kit. This has toothbrush, toothpaste, some earplugs, a little knife. It's got my floss, my repair kit, so sewing kit, some patches for Dyneema, all that fun stuff. Band-aids, medicine, water treatment backup tabs, some decongestants, ibuprofen, Pepto-Bismol, stuff to keep you going. Nail clippers, tweezers, little scissors, little flint fire starter just in case I need it, and earbud. So my pack itself is the Nashville Packs Cutaway. It's a 40-liter pack, does super well. I've had a bear can in it. Once I get to the Sierra, I'm gonna put the bear can on top, empty, have the food inside. Still carries super well. I had that with 7 days worth of food and it was fine, so I don't see the need to swap for a bigger pack. So on the front of this guy, we've got ice axe. I'm just bringing it with me from the start. May not be needed until San Jacinto, but it's easy to ship. This is a Petzl Glacier Light Ride. I know this looks short to some people, but you really only need an axe like this on steep terrain. You only need a long axe if you're on glaciers. Thankfully, there are no glaciers on the PCT. Got a sun umbrella. This was free. I found it on the trail back home, so we'll see if I use it. I really don't care if I send it back because I found it for free. Got good old Sawyer Squeeze for filtration. This works great. It's a little heavy. I don't like that it doesn't have the bottom cap like the Platypus Quick Draw, but I've gone through 3 quick draws and 2 of them didn't work out of the box, so I'm just leery of using one on a hike like this and not being able to filter water. That would be horrible. We got that. Got the Knock Vecto 3-liter water bladder. The Sawyer just goes right onto there. Grab some water, filter, and this works great for some of these longer carries that may happen as the desert dries out. Got my tent stake bag right here. Bring in 8 of the Z-Packs, which are just their version of the MSR groundhogs. And then I've got 2 of their V-stakes since there's some sandy soil here. So 2 extra stakes, but useful to have in case it's really sandy and there's not rocks. What else? Got a pair of Montbell Tachyon wind pants. These are super light, super thin, but these will be nice to cut down the wind, keep in some of the warmth. I'll pair these with my Under Armour thermal tights, and then in the Sierra, I'm sending a pair of Alpha Direct leggings, so even more warmth. Got the Gossamer Gear Thin Light 1/8 inch pad. This is the other half of my sleeping system. You can also use it as a sit pad. Since I'm using a torso length pad, I want to have this to add a little bit more comfort, tiny bit more warmth, mainly for comfort. And we'll see how long this guy lasts on the trail. Got kind of the big guns here with the Petzl Leopard LF crampons. I know a lot of people like micro spikes. I'm comfortable with crampons a bit more from ice climbing, and these will actually work just fine with my trail runners since they've got this flexible Dyneema cord. They're only 14 ounces. Some of the micro spikes are 11. I'll take the weight penalty just to have a bit more traction on some of these north-facing slopes, and then I think these will be pretty important in the Sierras where I'm probably going to swap to crampon compatible boots, and since it's the snowiest snow year ever, hopefully these help me to get through it. Got a piece of polycro to use as a ground sheet for cowboy camping and just to extend the footprint of my bathtub floor for my tarp. Have a pair of over the calf gaiters for some of the post holing, just deeper snow since I'll be wearing shorts most of the time. Keep the legs from getting cut up. Have a hanging kit. Probably will never use this. It just kind of made its way into my bag. I did see that there's food storage requirements for a section in Washington where I won't have a bear can, and hanging technically meets them, so I may do this, or I may send out my Ursack, which is heavier, but it is definitely easier to do than a bear hang. Have a bug head net here. Again, probably won't need this in the desert at all, but I don't like bugs, so especially if I'm cowboy camping, may still cowboy camp with a bug head net, keep the creepy crawlies away. Got my electronics bag, a little heavier of a bag, but like that it's waterproof, that way keep this nice and dry. Probably move this inside the pack for the Sierra. Got a 20,000 milliamp battery. Have my power brick here, 2 USB-Cs and a regular USB. It's big, it's bulky, but it gets stuff charged fast since it's a quick charge. Then mesa cables for the phone, the watch, charging the power bank itself, and then charging my headlamp and my GPS. Then we've got a trowel, again for going to the bathroom, and have a little one of these, I think it's like a Swedish towel to wipe down condensation, just a little more robust than the lighter load towel that I use for my stove. First of many smart water bottles. This one's gonna be dedicated dirty water. I like to just peel off the labels if they're dirty water and keep a regular cap instead of a sports cap so I don't get confused. Front of the pack, good old bandana, super multi-purpose, helpful thing. Wipe off sweat, clean something off. Always want that in reach. Got clean bottle number 1. Clean bottle number 2. I like to throw on the sports caps on these so it's a little easier to just drink and go. Got the very important PCT permit and then the California campfire permit. Got another one of those buried at the bottom of the pack so in case I lose it. And of course I've got the PDF on my phone if I need to reprint it. Got the Garmin InReach Mini, mainly using this for the helicopter button, the SOS button. Hope I never have to touch that. And then using it to let people at home know where I'm at, send the preset messages, know where I'm camping, or when I'm heading into town, when they can expect to hear from me. Got my headlamp, the Nightcore NU25. Did the cord mod to it so that it's stupid light. I think it's like 30 grams or something. We'll see how often this gets used as the days get longer. Of course, will be less and less frequent. Have a new pair of sunglasses, the Ombres glasses that have this little strap that you can attach back here. Armless. Drop them right off. Should be nice. Means it probably won't break them like it break arms normally. And then instead of using a big bulky case, I'm just wrapping them up in some microfiber. Then last thing on the outside of the pack, we've got my Nemo switchback pad here. This is my primary sleep system. This is 6 panels of Nemo switchback, pretty much the same thing as a Z-Lite. It's an R value of 2. Some people like that, some people don't. I sleep better on a foam pad than I do on an inflatable. I've taken an inflatable with an R value of 2 down to below 20, so I know I'm happy with it. Use the same system on the JMT at altitude, and with colder temperatures than I'm gonna see until the Sierra. I'm gonna swap out for an X light inflatable for the Sierra just to be on the safe side, but for that first 700 miles that thing will be great. So getting into the pack, we've got my favorite piece of gear, the Senshi Designs. I think this is a Waxwing fleece. It is Alpha Direct, super warm, super breathable. This thing is great. Bringing its wash bag, just since this thing will shed if you don't. Shelter. This is a Z-Packs Hexamid pocket tarp with doors. Also got their Dyneema bathtub floor. It's a little small, works for me, used it before. And then I've got the Sea to Summit Nano Mosquito Net. So basically 3 components, and I can turn this thing anywhere from a bathtub floor to just sleep under the stars to a fully enclosed shelter. I used it like that on the JMT, and it did great against the swarms of high altitude mosquitoes. So this first section in the desert probably won't use the bug net and should do nice. This thing's like 14 ounces, something stupid. Gonna swap out for my duplex tent for the Sierras just because I think I'm gonna want more space and zip doors and just more protection from voracious mosquitoes. Next up, we have some Showa Gloves, if you know, you know. These are Japanese marine fishing gloves, but super popular with ice climbers and some backpackers. Fully waterproof, but they're breathable. So these will pair with a pair of liner gloves and get you the same results as a much bulkier, much heavier glove. And these are like $35 or something like that. So who cares if they get thrashed? We've got way too much food since this is my first through hike, and this is like 6+ days of food because I don't know what I'm doing with resupplying. So normally this food bag would be much smaller. We've got the Tokes titanium pot. I've got this elastic lid because I'm gonna do some cold soaking in it as well, and I didn't want to bring a separate jar. Then we've got lighter load towel and an MSR pocket rocket. Still have to go to REI and grab some fuel for this. Won't bother you with the details of the food bag, but we've got a spork, or a spoon actually, nice long handle one, tortillas, and a bunch of food. We'll see how that changes. Then the good stuff, everything that keeps me warm that I'm not wearing day to day throughout. So we've got my rain jacket. This is an Outdoor Research Helium 2. This thing works great. I'll also use it as my rain shell. Pardon the AC unit here. It's wanting to keep the room pretty cool. So rain jacket, Helium 2. Probably won't need that at all in the desert. It will be nice as a shell in the Sierra. Then we'll see how the rain goes in Oregon and NorCal. Got my hobbled together pillow. This is a goosefoot gear pillow cover. It's supposed to be for inflatables. I don't like inflatable pillows, so instead what I did is I used 2 car wash foam sponges, put them in here, compresses down great, nice and plush, a little better than just sleeping on the sponges, but it's about the level of firmness that I like. It's almost like a backpacker's memory foam pillow without all the weight penalty and size penalty. This thing is the same weight as one of the fancy Thermarest, I think it's a Thermarest, whatever the ultralight their inflatable is. Going through here, we've got some wet weather gear. We've got these NRS 0.5 mil neoprene socks just to keep the feet dry in trail runners going through tons of slushy snow. Got my puppy. This is an Arc'teryx Cerium SL, probably the lightest one on the market. It's super warm, I like it a lot. Got a little fleece hat, liner gloves, a buff, keep warm, nice to use over your eyes to sleep at night. My quilt. This is a Katabatic Alsac 20 degree quilt. This thing is fantastic. It's way warmer than what they say it's rated for. It's like 850 fill power down. These guys do great. Again, I've taken this thing below 20 degrees and it's more than comfortable. So we'll be nice and toasty with this. Got Under Armour thin leggings. I use these normally for running. These will be nice on cold mornings, just cold days in general. I'm gonna swap out for a warmer pair for the Sierra. Got a pair of sleep socks, the Darn Tough, the thicker ones. Got a second pair of hiking socks. Normally I just bring 2 pairs of socks, hiking and sleep, but it's a through hike. I'm still getting used to what I wanna do. Spare pair of boxers, mainly just for sleeping, like to rotate out on those. Then Nylafume or Polypro something pack liner. This is fully waterproof. That keeps everything that I want to keep warm. And then we got my spare permit. And you can see this is a fully frameless pack. I like it. You know, your mileage may vary depending on what you like in a pack, but that's my gear. Get started on Saturday. We'll see how it goes. Thanks.